Howdy, y'all. At the end of 2023, as many of you know, I had the opportunity to go to a really wonderful gaming convention called DreamHack in Atlanta. And there I got to spend some time with some brand new friends, MISTY Mountain Gaming, who I've been a big fan of for a while. I've been to other comic conventions around the world, particularly one in Alabama, where I first ran into this veteran-owned and operated outfit that does everything from fine leather goods and journals and stuff like this to Magic the Gathering, D&D accessories, dice in particular. And I got to hang out with them for 3 whopping days. And really, really great people full of integrity, offering super quality, nerdy fantasy products. And when I left, they did me a huge solid. And they sent me on my way with this, which is an absolutely killer dyed leather green, custom made in America, handcrafted leather messenger bag, laptop bag, all-purpose sort of bag. Very, very classy, very cool, very high quality. And if this wasn't enough, they stuffed it full of all sorts of nerdy goodies. So I'm doing a bit of an unboxing here, a little bit of a product review. I've since started working with Misty Mountain Gaming to stock up on all my dice goblin needs and everything else for my nerdy hobbies on the side. And I want to share the cool stuff that they offer with you, and I encourage you to go check them out and support small business if you're rolling the dice anyway. So let's get into it. So before we dive into the contents of this fantastic bag, let's look at the bag itself. This is a brand they've created and started working with called Modern Rugged. Hopefully that reads right there. You gotta love the wolf head print, my spirit animal. But it's cool. This one's dyed kind of a particular like olive green, which is always one of my favorite colors, not only to wear, but for accessories like this. But as you can see, lots of packages and compartments. I think it doubles as like a backpack if you want to start slinging it over your back across 2 shoulders instead of just the one here. Every good adventurer needs a damn dependable rucksack, backsack, and this is definitely fitting the bill here. So we've got all sorts of inner pockets and everything else that I'll give a full reveal on later. But as you can see, like rivets and buckles and all sorts of very cool things. Kind of a suede brown lining here, which kind of goes with that earth tone palette. So I love this. I actually had a similar, smaller green messenger bag. I can't remember the brand of it or whatever else, but let's just say that's going to someone else in need at a local thrift store or Goodwill, and being replaced with this kind of heirloom piece, which seems indestructible enough that it's something that I could pass on to future generations of nerdy adventurers if I so choose. It seems like it's built to stand the test of time. And of course they offer not only stuff like this, but other bags, handbags, purses, stuff like this, backpacks. Very, very cool, modern, rugged. Definitely check it out. It's in the link below. This is pretty fantastic and is going to go everywhere that I go, whether it's on a plane to another convention or do a job overseas that I'm lucky enough to do. Definitely to my local nerd gaming store to go roll the dice and play some Magic the Gathering, and anywhere else where I need to take care of business. All right, so the first item I'm pulling out of here in this radical real life bag of holding. If you play D&D, if you know, you know, bag of holding. Every adventurer's got to have a bag of holding. Ale horn. I mean, come on. Look at that. That's cool. Kind of got like a "Don't Tread on Me" snake engraved into this, which is super rad. Serpent. Solid bottom. Obviously not full of ale yet. But I will. It looks like I can hold a good 16, 20 ounces on this, but this is the kind of cool stuff that if you roll up on their table and many of the conventions that appear at all around the calendar year, you'll find a ton of stuff like this, along with the other leather goods and everything else that they make. So very cool for everything from cosplaying to enjoying at the kitchen table. Conversation piece. Obviously, if you're going to start drinking ale like this, ale out of a glass like this, like a damn proper Viking, it looks like the same material that would go on a Viking helmet, although not quite so shaped. So this is pretty cool. Definitely gonna be rocking this all on, and probably start rocking it on stream just for the little extra flair of badassery for when I do my water sipping in the Call of Duty Warzone or D&D games, or Baldur's Gate 3 coming soon. Some live streams of that. So pretty cool first pull out of this awesome bag. Next pull out of the the Bago fun here, Bago nerd, Bago jerd, is this. It's actually a dice holder here. It's got a really cool engraving of a sword and some almost kind of like Celtic designs on it, tribal designs. It's magnetic, so it takes a little elbow grease, but yeah, I mean, you can see here, boom, and without tipping it too much, this is cool. Now I'm trying to think. It's not quite a tiger's eye. It's almost kind of like an amber, but you've got the whole dice set, everything you'd need to get rolling at an adventurer's table. This is cool. They're most of their die, they have kind of like almost like a runic style, like Norse mythology style, stamped to their numbers and everything. Where is that? Where is that pesky D20 that determines so many darn things in a D&D game? There it is. It's pretty cool, but this is solid. You can tell that this is fine work, and I don't know what rock this is in particular, but it's really cool. It's kind of got this golden and brown and amber and stuff like that. I'll have to look it up on the site to see exactly what stone this is. And there it is, that dangerous thing that you don't want to drop on the floor and step on. The old D4, pointy as hell like a Lego bomb. But anyway, this is cool. So this is a full set here and an awesome holder case that's kind of magnetized to keep all your stuff in place when you're traveling with your rucksack, going game to game, if you're lucky to be in some tabletop games like I've been able to play in over the years. So this is pretty cool, and there's a lot more dice where that come from. All right, so the next set of die that they gifted me with here, by the way, I'm going to replace all the cheap plastic die that I have accumulated over the years for these super fancy durable upgrades. So we've got this, got a little bit of a foil embossed collector box here, and there it is, of course, MistyMountainGaming.com. Check it out, and I'll have a cool link below where you can actually save a good little chunk of change if you want to feed your habit, as I often find myself doing. So here's the insides, and this is another set of stone die. I don't know exactly what stone this is. Let me see if I can pull a couple out so we can see. Oh, that's really cool. It's kind of like gray and reddish hues and stuff like that. I love the stone die and the metal die. I'm not much of a quantity guy when it comes to die. I just really like the quality of these things. This is, hold on, let's just kerplunk this. Oh yeah, that'll take a man out at a very high distance and height. But anyway, this is these are beautiful set. It's another standard set of die that they kind of packaged up nicely in their branding box here. Very cool. And of course, the stone is super fancy rather than, and yeah, I know that they also have silicone die and plastic die and whatever else for people who are looking to add to their collection more in quality or quantity rather. I'm more of a quality guy, so honestly, I just love the uniqueness of the stone die and the different cuts, minerals and stuff like that too. So this is pretty cool. Put it right next to my previous set here. And my collection is growing. Now we got some, looks like metal die here that they've also hooked me up with. So here's kind of the next set. I'll try not to hit you with too much glare, but this seems to be a metal die set that's actually black with some gold trim, which is pretty sweet. Get that reflective plastic off it. So there's your basic die set right there. And fun story, the high school that I went to, our colors were black and gold. So black and gold kind of has a really fun place in my heart, playing football, basketball, and baseball all my life there. So here's a D20, and you can see it's the black with the gold trim, which is super cool. Kind of wonder what class would this fit? What class would this fit? Not a paladin, because paladins are usually associated with blue, but I mean, this could be used for any other kind of class. Maybe somebody of the dark arts, warlock, necromancer, this sort of thing. Might be a good fit. If you like to attune your die to the different characters that you roll up in your fantasy role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons. I know I have unique sets of die based on the character that I roll. I'm kind of a nerd like that, you know. If I'm going to go barbarian, I like to have some red and some other brutal, vicious, aggressive colors. You know, my paladins are kind of like a gold and a blue or a light blue sort of stuff, kind of representing the light a little bit. So rangers, you know, green, browns, earth tones. So this is pretty cool. These are very unique. Oh, I'm gonna break my keyboard because these things are so darn solid. So as you can tell, really good quality here. and very, very solid. It feels good to have a little heft in your hands, make you work for it on those rolls, get those reps in. So that's set number 3 they were kind enough to give me with. Let's see what else we got. All right, we got another set that's pretty similar. Another set of metal die here, and you can see that this is kind of like more of a, almost like a copper, which is really cool. Just very, very, very solid and rugged, stoic, very rustic kind of thing. So it's kind of copper with some black embossing in here. It's hard to kind of show you too much with the light kind of kicks off it a little bit here where you can't really see the actual grains and textures. But again, another solid set of die. And I love stuff like this. Like this is something I've used for maybe my ranger class. You know, it's just kind of earth tones and almost like a natural camouflage type thing. But I like some of the simplistic stuff. You know, sometimes people like to smash a million rainbow colors in there on their die and in their collections. But I'm a bit of a purist. 2 or 3 kind of dominant colors. I have a penchant for the old school, the really, really, really just simple ones like this, and this definitely fits the bill. These are cool. These are very classy. Just a nice addition to the collection here. All right, now we're getting into some fun stuff here. This is pretty cool. I actually love the collections they offer to this end. So as you can see, we kind of like a almost like a dragon scale, which I just think is the coolest stuff either, even with the commensurate kind of bumps. It's got like a bumpy texture on it to kind of represent like a serpent, a dragon, a lizard sort of stuff. This is really cool. Very, very like bold green, which I think is awesome. And, you know, one of the classes that you can play, like the Dragonkin kind of class. I forget what the heck's the name of the dragon, humanoid dragon class. Anyway, this seems to be like wicked appropriate if you like to lean into kind of the theme of your die to match your characters and campaigns. So I love this. Just another basic set of all the dice you need to get started and get rolling with, of course, that same sort of like runic Norse mythology inspired numbering on it as well. So there's another set of solid metal die that I think is just super, super rad. You know, just the green dragons obviously come to mind with this, and their nasty poison gas breath spray that decimates parties, as the green dragons do. Not the nicest of dragons to run into, obviously, but this is really cool. And so that's kind of the third set of die that they sent me with on the metal end of things. And who doesn't like metal? I love metal, and I love these metal die. These are fun, and they're also very multi-purpose. So we got a little cylinder full of 6-sided die. But, you know, everything from a game of Yahtzee. So I used to play growing up a lot with my family. But this is kind of almost like an aqua, like a teal, with a gold trim, which is super cool color combination. But this is just a little set here. I know that I also, you know, played a lot of Magic the Gathering over the years, going back to high school. But, you know, these things become invaluable for counters, +1, +1, -1, -1, for keeping score of little things and whatever else too. So these, I know that are obviously widely used in D&D and stuff like that, but I also they serve a really great purpose for any of the other tabletop games that you play. Magic the Gathering, I always carry a bunch of extra D6s around so that we can just, you know, if my character, my creature on the board has a +1, +1 counter, you just kind of pop that on top. If it's a +2, +2 counter, you pop that on top, just so everyone knows what the heck's going on here, how powerful a creature is and stuff like that. I know this is next level nerdy stuff, but again, if you dabble in the hobbies that I dabble in and I've loved my entire life, you know that you always need a trusty set of extra D6 no matter what game you are playing with your pals. So this is really cool. Again, metal, super solid, definitely got some weight and some heft to them here. They ain't gonna break, they ain't gonna dent, they ain't gonna, you know, evaporate or corrode or rust anytime soon. These will probably be here for the next 500 years, which is a great quality investment. And I prefer the, as I said before, the stone and the metal die, just because they hold up over time. And for me, it's always about investing in quality over the quantity and everything too. So this is kind of a cool, nice compliment to the other sets that they sent me. By the sounds of it, it's more die. All right, so we got a little Misty Mountain Gaming pouch here. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, we got more dye. These are a little bit lighter, obviously, than the other ones, but this is, yeah, these are kind of like silicone dye. And this one has a transparent feel, and they put some really cool, almost looks like a fireball trapped inside. I guess that's what's really cool. The things that you can do with the silicone and plastic dye is that you can have a more transparent color on the outside, and you can put really cool things and effects on the inside like that. It's almost hard to see, but it almost looks the cross between a sparkly flower petal and maybe a ball of hell about to erupt and burst through the dye. So these are really cool. Obviously very light, very pointy, very, very sharp. So I suppose they could double for weapons in a real life situation. But in terms of rolling the die and everything else too, you can see that this has got a really cool transparent effect in there. And I'll have to look on their site to see exactly what this is modeled after, but this is really cool, and these are very very unique. You know, so many people love to use wizards as a class just because of the old classic fireball spell you get at level 5, and this kind of seems to be, if you're rolling fireball damage, maybe this is something you'd like to spread all across the table at that dungeon master, see how many goblins you can take out at one time. So pretty cool addition here on top of the other ones. Last but definitely not least, you gotta have the tabletop figures. I didn't know that Misty Mountain Gaming actually made their own tabletop figures and everything else too. So that's really very cool. So this was this is the Lord of Ravens, and maybe the plastic won't let you see too clearly, but this is, my God, it's a lich or a necromancer or something. I don't know. Apparently this is the Lord of Ravens, and that's a really badass kind of character model for this sort of thing. Yeah, he's definitely looking undead, and it's kind of hard to see in the plastic here, but this guy's messed with some otherworldly, perhaps necromancy in his quest to God knows what, power, evil, fame, glory, immortality, and ravens are his friends. I think that's a really cool figure. That's a massive figure. I mean, you compare that to the regular D&D minis, this is some kind of a demigod-like figure, which is going to be a really cool collection, and this is going to be really fun to paint. I suppose it's being the Lord of Ravens, I suppose I should go lots of blacks, lots of deep, dark purples on that outfit. Not the best painter in the world, but I'm thinking this guy, I could do him up pretty well. Maybe give him a yellowish, greenish, ghoulish sort of face. Seems appropriate. I don't know, red eyes, black eyes? I'm not sure. Possibilities are endless, but they also do their own line of figures and minis and stuff like this too. So this is pretty cool. I'm always looking to add to my collection of dragons to paint for the tabletop stuff, and just sit, you know, back there on the shelf. I got a couple back there that you can't see that are actually not painted yet, so I'll have to add this guy to the queue, and probably a cool addition for people looking one-stop shopping, Misty Mountain Gaming, to get all your needs met in terms of the D&D and the nerdy stuff, as you can get minis, as well as the ridiculous levels of dye, and drinking ale horns and journals and leather-bound journals and stuff like that you can take your session notes on, as I'm prone to do. I'm a huge note taker when I play D&D, so every detail, every coin, every gold piece, and all the NPCs that you run into and everything too. I love being a detective. I love being the voluntary party secretary with all this sort of stuff. So it's got everything. I know I was rocking the Misty Mountain Gaming hoodie that people have seen me, that they gifted me with when I was there hanging out with them. So very, very cool, unbelievable haul that they were generous enough to send me off on, and I can't wait to break them all in here. All right, so here's a little bit more of a close-up of the messenger bag. These three-dimensional things, it's really hard to give you the full sense of the size and whatever. I have a pretty badass gaming laptop, Omen gaming laptop. This is going to fit in there, no problem. I think it's like a almost 16-inch, but this could easily fit a 17-inch gaming laptop or something even bigger, as you can see. It's got pretty good size. Hold your pens or your, I don't know, quill and inks or whatever, depending on how into D&D you get. Obviously, a little side compartment here. This is all like suede and padded and everything else too. This is super, super duper high quality. Puts my old messenger bag to cheap factory shame. This is obviously done by more of a craftsman and an artisan, and this is cool too. Instead of those cheapy snap buttons that have always broken on my bags, you've obviously got riveted leather and super fancy brass buckles. obviously there. Buckle's optional if you want to come and just kind of heft it around by the handle here. And this is cool. It's pretty modest. I don't like a lot of big logo things all over the damn place when it comes to stuff like this. So this is really subtle, just really simply kind of embossed on there. And this is cool. Something like this is like even the scratches and stuff like this is only going to kind of add to the rugged appeal to this nice quality leather. So even dropping this, banging it, kicking it across the floor, or gosh knows what other trouble you get into, dragging it behind the car, is only going to kind of make the appeal of this thing soar, at least in my eyes. I don't like things all spanking new. I like things that look a little worn and lived in. And so we've got another little side pouch here, kind of buckles in. Obviously the side buckle again here. And it's got like quite a bit of room inside as well. Can you tell I don't do a lot of product reviews? I'm not exactly a great cameraman. But there you go. I mean, this is, God, you could fit all sorts of good stuff in here. My mind's just spinning with all the nerdy stuff I could fit in here. There's that little thing here. Wrap your keys around there off a carabiner. And I think that this does double as a... Does it double as a backpack of sorts? It might not. Maybe I got that part wrong, but why use two shoulders when you can just use one? But of course you've got the back here, some more carrying compartments and stuff like that. Phone, wallet, whatever else that you need to reach for out of convenience. So there it is, the modern rugged messenger laptop bag that I'm absolutely in love with. I'll have to take a full-size picture with me rocking it like a traveling adventure because it looks that good. So check it out, the link below. Find the color that works for you, find the size and shape that works for you. I know they got a ton, and this is something that's a bit of a new line for them. So check it out. And if you're in the market, you couldn't do better than, couldn't do worse than investing in a quality piece of leather-bound work like this. All right, so that's my fantastic gift. Thank you gift from Misty Mountain Gaming. Here's again is the shot of this beautiful messenger bag, modern, rugged here. That's actually going to be fantastic when I go and do a little travel D&D playing. Throw all my maps, throw all my journals, throw all my figures and die, and one-stop shopping here. So check out their site. It's mistymountaingaming.com. I just paired up with them, partnered up with them to be a bit of a brand ambassador. So any goodies you find on their site, the special link below in the description and the pin to the comments here is going to get you 10% off site-wide. So even on bad boys like this, which is a great investment. I mean, they obviously cost a pretty penny because of the quality, but it's something that you're not going to have to replace for the next 10, 20, possibly 30 years. So I look forward to this thing standing the test of time. Invincible, bulletproof, handcrafted leather, and all the other fun bells and whistles that are in there. Oh, look at the side pouch. There you go. Yeah, it's got everything. Everything you could ever need in a badass messenger bag embossed with a wolf's head. Just makes it extra special for me. So check out the link below. Check out Misty Mountain Gaming. You can follow them on social medias. I think they do like over 200, 250 convention appearances a year. So they're probably in a city or a town near you at a local convention if you like to go there, rocking your best cosplay and everything else too. Pay them a visit. Tell them I said, what's going on? Check out their super cool wares and all the amazing stuff on their website. And shoot, you might as well save yourself 10% off. So check out the link below. Thanks everybody for watching. And may you always roll them 20s. Goodbye.